got here. The list so far. Got here. All right, so starting with the nightly watch list, we've got Lyft. I don't know if I really like Lyft. I don't know that I really like Lyft. And I was looking at it last night. I didn't mind it. I don't like it for today though. So Lyft I am gonna leave off. I do like AMD a lot for today. So I do want to watch AMD today. I know it's down 1.8% here. Here we go. AMD. On about a point and a third here this morning. So I want to watch it today over 34. Over 134, I want to watch the max drawdown, maybe like 90. Got range here to the 138.50, 140. Market response. Great. So like I said, we're gonna have to look for names that are gonna separate from the broader market if it does hold like this going into the open. Now, pre-market watch list. Path, I love Path. Path is a great looking setup if it can find buyers. Heavy buyers around the 2470s. That's a great setup for the move up through the 25s and into 26. Breakout Path is great. Pin is a lot similar to Path as well. Watch that though over 6. At the range high in this flag, the 20. Obviously, over that, SF range to about 27.3. Want to watch pin buyers over. A lot of these names are going to be really good today because if the market is here after a digest high, then got a lot of these mid and large names are going to be obviously affected by that move. But if we do see names separate, relative strength, got some really nice looks today. Etsy's a really nice look. You've got this daily gap on Etsy, but 90. And the thing with that as well, you get the clean break of the 200 MA on the daily. Got a really nice look on Etsy. Etsy, Myers, and yesterday's high of day. Simple. Then we've got CC, small cap gapper from this morning, and I wanted to drag VWAP down below the 1.7s, and it doesn't look like it's going to be that. It's down, trying to form a bit of a double bottom off of 1.7 now, but you've got VWAP still sitting directly overhead at 1.86. Right. That being said, there's not a whole lot of range on. I hate the Tiger name. I'm trying to say that. Ignorant. I might still watch it if it can maybe flush hard at the open and get that VWAP drug down under 1.7. Then it's not a bad setup, but I don't like it within this zone with VWAP directly overhead. So I'm not going to be looking at least not now. I don't like it yet. Then we've also got Roku. Of course, Roku is almost a good swing setup too. Fine swinging. Right here. The Roku, I wanted to watch it off of the 100.5 spot. Really, entry would have been prime a couple of days ago on the 7th, or on the 8th actually. At this point, I don't know if if I would play it here, or if I would try and play it over the fives. So I'll have to see how it trades. Roku off of 100. Or buyers over 5. We'll have to see how this does trade today. Or buyers over what, like a 550. Buyers over 1. We've got AMD, Path, Pin, Etsy, and Roku. A lot of mid names today. As far as small caps go, I know you've got 80TX gapping here, but if you take a look at the daily, there's not a whole lot of rank TX. Let me take a look one more time. Yeah, so as you can see on the daily, that 7.2 is going to be a massive level here on TX. And of course, CC, the other small cap gapper as well. You can actually look at 80TX and see the high here off of 740, which is going to be that key level here on the daily. And big seller came in there off of the 740. The only way that you could really watch an 80TX today, like, could be off of like a 5.3. I know is way down. Back in this range from early on pre-market. Watch it down there off of maybe launch. You can probably catch it curled back up. Maybe the lower sixes. Off of a 5. Off of a 6.5, but there's not much room. If it can clear over the 7.4, 7.5s, then at that point it does have range about 9 and 10. That is something to consider. Over the high of day, it does have range about 9 and 10. If it can clear over that major 735 areas ish. Really just the high. Clear out over the high, it's got range 70. 70 is fine. That is on 80X. So, I mean, small cap gapper wise, that's really all you've got this morning. You've got 80TX and you've got CC. There's nothing out there in CC. Don't like it under VWAP. Wow. I've got my 5 primary setups for today so far, and that makes it easy. We're going to watch for the name separate. It looks like, yes, I still downside here this morning. As long as SPY can hold over 460 today, I won't be mad. But now if we fall back below the 4 back into this stuck in, be a little bit irritated, but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see that. INAB, I did not like for today. Chop City, and no range either. A lot of these small cap names, what you'll notice is ever since MLGO last week, that huge gap down grabbed a whole lot of people, right? You got a lot of longs that are now scared, so that's why small caps have been a little bit less providing so far this week. And after last week, Friday was slow. That's why you're going to see a lot of hesitation, lack of follow through, small caps. Don't. 90% last week. About 40 minutes to open. A good day though. I really like the setups that we have. AMD is fantastic. Some of them are kind of higher price names, but Path and Pen. Path looks fantastic too. That consolidation on the daily on Path is just nuts. I love that setup. Great. Super clean. One that we've traded a couple of times in the last levels more. What we have. levels are. $50. We've got good old AMD. Quite a bit as well. Gapping down here in the morning, but sort of separate after open. Alrighty. We're about ready for the and let's pops up here. But to go over the scans real quick, we've got 1, 2, 4, 5 scans now that should be watched. We did just have 2, so it is a little bit different. Now what I did is I tried to separate them between what they're looking for. So the top left is a simple momentum scanner. We're just looking for, I'll actually show you here. We're looking for
new visitor.
stocks that are running up now and new 15-minute highs. And of course, this is as you can read right here, mid and large cap daily breakouts. So it's going to look for daily breakouts and 5-minute opening range breakouts. This is for your mid and large cap names. Bottom left is identical to the top left, except instead of small caps, it's mid and large caps. The middle, got 5-day breakouts. That one speaks for itself. Just 5-day breakouts with volume, and then you've got the 15-minute volume burst below that. Looks for burst of volume in the last 15 minutes, and I do have it set to a high minimum volume, so it should get rid of a lot of the noise. About it. So I'm pretty excited to use these just because we were just using small cap scans for a long time. But this 5-minute opening range breakout scan, super stoked to use. Really, really well at catching these names. So we did have this on the top right of the screen. Similar version of it. I did have it looking for 15-minute opening breakouts, but time you look for breakout, you're pretty entire move.
New visitor.
Here again on X, there's just no range. Projecting off 740. Unless it can clear up through that 750 and 770, nothing here to watch. I wouldn't even play it over 750. You have to get it up 70. At that point, you might be able to make. Really, the prime entry or down low, I'll you out risking 537 or 535 for the move about 650. But other than that, there's really play those. Not a good entry. Muscles with about 85 day. Like I said, over 770, it does have range to about 9. Anything below that, and if I'm in go low. Definitely watch it over 770. Just picking up some volume here as well. So you look how it's trading here. Look how it just rejected off that 740 that I just mentioned. I said it has no range because of the 750, 770, and look at that massive knife projection off the 740. That's why looking at the daily is so crucial, because you can daily here that there's just no range in this setup. I mean, there is nothing range-wise in this setup. This is the kind of stuff that you get. This is why we're able to prevent happening to it. Because we know how to use range. If you look at the chart and there's no incentive for buyers, you're going to start to see stuff like this. You know, these are retail stocks. Stocks that are primarily traded by retail. And what that means, retail chases, right? But they're not idiots. They're not, well, some of them are. Not going to go chasing up something that has no range, or at least most people won't if they have sizable accounts. So this thing's got no range, so there's incentive for buyers to be chasing it up at a higher price, which makes stuff like this happen. Nobody's buying at 740. Nobody's buying at 750 or even 760. Well, you get this right here. Gotta wait for it to clear out the levels. Action though. Not at all. I elaborate on there's no range on the daily. Yeah, I'm also gonna link you a video from a class that we held. Topic. Let me correct. But really, to gauge range, you just want to look at the daily for a larger time frame to see where price made a large move in the past. Look for impulsive move in the past. But it's very simple. Just support and resist. Look at the daily and levels that way, and then you'll go to the class archives later. Roll up to the top, and you'll see how to build a. That should go over range. Without having fires if there's nothing there. Show you quickly. Got. The range limitation was right about here. Again, just very simple support and resist. But you can see the magnitude of that move off the 740 and why it was a huge move off the 740 back there. August of it.
ADTX.
Obviously, the stronger the move off the level, the more that level is B. I really wish this CCC sticker on the first off. I'm just going to call it C4.
ADTX.
But they need to. No, I want to play this, but I don't like it with VWAP overhead. If we had VWAP right now at 170, I'd be taking this with eyes right now because it's a great setup. But this is a great example of whenever the stars don't all align because there's just not. I don't have all my pieces of confluence together. I've got VWAP directly over price, which limits range, right? Lets me know that buyers are not in control. You got VWAP right below price. 172, 73, I'd be in. You gotta be picky. You gotta wait for all of your confluence to come together. And if they don't, you're just not taking a trade on it, right? You're be picky. Wait for a setup where all of the stars do align in your. That's why you're able to sit back and not trade, not force, and will only be trading when the market really provides the best opportunity. That's, I see people saying they overtrade. But it's like, as long as you're waiting for your setups to come to you with every piece of confluence lined up in your trade, it's gonna be hard to trade good into beat. Market's choppy. Probably not gonna see too many setups that come to you that meet your criteria. Like yesterday for me. I didn't really have a whole lot of setups that met my criteria because of the that we're in, and I just stepped back. I had a couple break-even trades. It is what it is. But by sticking to your criteria and your trade, a lot more confident whenever you execute. Longer. All my setup. Got path, AMD. math pen.
ADTX.
Flush hard after O.
CADL.
Drag that VWAP down on 70, then I will like it. I will like it. If it can flush and then reclaim the 180. That is to drag VWAP that low. It would have to trade down probably in the 150s for a good 30 minutes, give or take. It's gonna have to flush and kind of consolidate down there, and then reclaim up in the 1/8s, and then play it off the 177. That's how that's the only way that I can see playing it today. And of course, market showing overall weakness here as well, going at 9 a.m. So we've got our mid cap names that we're gonna look for separation on. If we see relative weakness in all of our names, we're not gonna take trades on them. So look. Market's weak after open. We have to look for names that are going to show relative strength. And all that means we're looking for more strength, compared to the overall market. So you're looking for, if SPY's knifing, you want to look for as one of these setups that's going to be shooting up, right? You want to be looking for relative strength. That shows that buyers don't give a crap how weak the market is. They're still here regardless. That's a good sign. Whenever the market's weak, look for relative weakness. Trying to look. But volume on it. We do have news. FTA fast track. Fast track. Let's watch it over. So the issue with this one on CADL, daily-wise, call it an issue. It's just the fact that you've got these ignorant candles on the daily, these huge candles on the, because it's such an typically illiquid stock. The average volume here is, I'll check it for you. Average daily volume is 30,000 shares. So that's why you get this really weird daily action, which kind of makes it hard to gauge range because the typical spread on this thing ridiculous. Liquidity is typically, you got 140, then after that you got the ring. You got like 170, 180. You do have something to watch on this. I'd say a max of 185 over 73.5. That'll be off of like a 1. So we can watch CADL because after the open, I don't mind it over a 150-ish. Not open. But it is one to look at. You do have at least.
INAB.
Obviously not liking it here. Getting super tight in this wedge here. Load as well.
CADL. CCCCCC. CADL.
Pretty much ready to go for the morning. We've got a lot of setups to look at. Like I said, don't like it unless I view up down under 1.7. 1.7. So I'll toss it up on the pre-market watch list. Have it up to look. Got range to about 1.7, 1.8. We'll watch.
INAB.
Right on the 5-minute here. Up this chart. Rocking. We've still got like 24 minutes. How many questions before we go in?
ADTX.
Definitely make sure to ask.
ADTX.
We're all on the same page. Going
ADTX.
fine. We are keeping it weak solely because of everything. Today, tomorrow, of course, guy at 8:30 today. OPEX on Friday. Bell is now put up. We've got a bit of setups. We got 1, 2, 6 setups to watch. What I needed over 4.15. Let's just not. Yeah, I'm gonna look at it over 1. My plan. On some heavy buyers off of VWAP here going. Yeah, if you guys have any questions before we open, let me know. Pretty much it for the pre-market scan though. All prepped and ready to go. A lot of setups to watch. Super good setup, super tight looking. As long as it's liquid. Like I said, typically the average volume here over the last 3 months is only 30,000 shares, which is nothing, considering the larger float of
ADTX.
So, fine. Keep that in mind. Not one that has a whole lot of volume, and that could mean that it dries up quick today. If these buyers do, we'll have to see.
ADTX.
I don't like today is 80. Because I do not like one bit, especially under 740 or 770. I might watch it. Over 770, I may watch it. The big no-no up here in the upper 6 sevens. Mark up 770 on 8X, and we'll look back at it later. Mark it on my, well, so like, that's on 80X. Strategy, do I think they'll be trading in pre-market? Yeah, there will be whenever there's setups that look opportune. Definitely.
CADL.
We're not done trading small caps, y'all. Like I said, we're still going to be trading them all. That's why I still have a small cap scan on the left. So we're not done with small caps. It's just whenever they're not super hot, I'm not going to be trading them. The reason for that is whenever they're not super hot, you got hardly any range, hardly any follow through, and you're just taking these ignorant little base hit scalps, which, like I said, from a service perspective, isn't really actionable. You guys can't really do a whole lot with all these little base hits. You know, by the time I post up a text alert, it's too late to enter. It's saying so. Whenever they're super hot, stuff like VVOS, you know, those big gappers, those super parabolic gappers, or even something like an ADTX if it was cleaner and had more range. Yeah, no, we definitely play it. Just like CADL, if it meets criteria, I'll play it today. Just I'm gonna be a lot pickier with the small caps. I don't want to take as many base hit scalps. Aren't gonna be as usable for all of you. That's the big. I want it to be. I want the service to be. I don't want to have the risk of, you know, me posting up an alert, and by the time you guys get to it, it either knifes 10% or it pops 10%, and then somebody's chasing at 10%. And you know, there's just too many variables with that volatility. If we've got a really good setup, we'll definitely play. Today, though, with the guy, no, that's a big L no-go when it comes to pre-market, at least for me, unless something looked fantastic. But right now, there's nothing really I like. Like I said, on CCCC, I would have played it if we were above VWAP currently. We're not. And on ADTX, can't really do anything. Here off to the big seller came off the 740.
ADTX.
We've got some really good setups for today, though. Hopefully one of these meet criteria. ADL hopefully meets criteria too. I'd love to play that one. Good. Caps looking fantastic. Relative strength. what's funny? Just yesterday, just talking to, I saw that even their not their stats yesterday, all mid caps are already proving to be more beneficial than the small caps. So lower stress trades, but the profit factor is the difference is. Glad to see a lot of you being potential the caps have. Just less trading with more size. Less scalps. About 18 still open. And if you have any questions, now time to ask. Get any sell. Or so I'm gonna to see if I have anything not chilling here. You guys are staying picky today. Like I said, FOMC today, tomorrow. Next on Friday. After this week should be nice and clean though. Up into the holidays. Usually Christmas week is pretty fun. Next week, let me check the holiday schedule for you guys. Closed on the 25th. First.
ICVX.
Closed on the 25th and on the I have 2 works out good because I'm not gonna mess up next week. Had it been a short week next week, I'd be like, all right, it's probably gonna be heading out probably on Friday. Next week should be
today.
Better than I deserve. What's up, man?
Okay. Yeah, I'm a long-time listener, and I'm a long-time saver. I was hoping you could answer a question regarding a...
post the class. Yes, I'm gonna post up Sunday's class. The only reason why I don't post some of the classes is some of them are just Q&A classes, and it's like I'd rather just post the lectures. I guess I can post them all, but just posting the like more personal questions, not personal questions, but like one-on-one type questions that I don't know that would help. But I guess I can still put. Because whenever I look at the class archives, it's like I scroll through it, and there's a lot of Q&As, there's a lot of lectures on certain topics, and I feel like the lectures on certain topics are a lot more beneficial. Otherwise, everybody's kind of going through, trying to skim through. Nobody knows what the Q is about, so nobody watch. No, I'm gonna get Sunday's class posted. That does go over full mid cap lecture, how to trade mid caps versus small caps. So yeah, no, that one's definitely gonna get posted.
New visitor.
CADL.
ADL hitting the scanner here.
CADTX. CADL. CADL.
Yeah, I'll see if it's volume. But again, you've got to keep in mind average volume on it. Nothing. Nothing low to this size. My biggest concern. Structure. Might not be able to support much of a move after the follow through. Volume to
CCCCC.
market. Start on this. Expected off. Volume came in on the break. Back.
CADL. CADL. CADL.
Minutes.
INAB. CADL.
Still finding buyers again back up to 2.
CADL. INAB. CADL.
Volume this. Lacking 8. What I need to see it do is try and find some buyers up towards the 146, 147, then try and base that it's going to hold over the 140. Otherwise, I'm going to be staying out of it. Break a little bit, base. Prefer it to be after open, taking stuff this close up to. Buy still weak as well. So again, all of these names that we've got 1, 2, 5, 6, 5 mid-cap names. 5 mid-cap names. If they do not show relative strength against the broader market, we're not going to be taking. Sit back. We're going to wait. A lot of these are going to pop it open. Do not chase the pop. You want the buyers to confirm. All right. So the first pop, that can be a little more on chasers out there. You want that pop to continue to find buyers. So you want to let these things, I would give them after the open and make sure that all these opening breakouts are going to hold, especially on stuff like AMD, especially on stuff like Path, stuff that is really, really close to entry. Careful, not give it time. The game. Give things time.
CADL.
Shut up.
ADTX. CADL.
Gil is so coiled here. Right at VWAP.
ADTX.
Still open. See that break? The 145s and then base over the
ADTX. ADTX. ADTX.
all I know is all these longs buying ADTX under 770 are going to be getting mauled. Not clear.
ORCL.
Less than 10 to go, and we are all ready. Happy about today.
ADTX.
Nice and prepared. Game.
ADTX. ADTX.
We're watching ADTX over 770. ADL breaking to the downside here under 135.
CCC, ICVX, CADL, INAB, ICVX, ICVX, CADL,
Posted up my plan over on trade alerts for ADTX over 7.7. The only way you can watch that one today. Got 7 minutes. Your charts are all ready to go. We've had plenty of time to prepare. No rushing at all. We've been an hour. Also got SPY up on your screen. Monitor is enough to have charts up. Make sure you got SPY up. I always keep SPY up in the bottom or in the bottom middle of my. I've got 9 charts up. SPY right there in the middle. We're going to be using that to watch for relative strength against the broader market, and all these names that we've got planned for today. None of them show relative strength again. Trades. Watch for that alone is a great lesson as well. Relative strength. Now, not so much in small caps, but in names that have a correlation with the broader market, then you great sign of buy side. ADTX, keep on watching this over 770 today. Bye. Sure, we'll see it pop. What I think is going to happen on ADTX at open, it's going to pop straight to 770 and then sell back off to like a 650. Then it might break up through 770 later, but I'm just sensing a bit of a pop and drop here at open on it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And I'm not going to trade that, but I think what's going to happen is going to trap a lot of longs at the open. I think it's going to trap longs over 750. It's going to show big sellers off the 770. Sell all the way back off down the VWAP. And base over 770, sure. I've got a feeling it's going to break that 750, trap longs over the high of day, and then back down the VWAP and stop them out. 5 primary setup.
CADL.
Would be a no-brainer if that up is down below that. Half minutes to go. Getting close to the bell. Put in some work. It's gonna be quick.
INAB.
I have to watch close. I want you guys to be keeping an eye on these 5 names. Get 5 charts up on your screen. Well, don't try to. Watch the main favorite setups up to watch. I want you to really pay attention to the relative strength names are going to show, or relative weakness there. If the market's weak, looking for
ORCL.
relative strength. Great lesson to find a good example. How right I am if I rubbed my crystal ball the right way about ADT exit open. Really curious, and we've got less than 2 minutes to go just for fun. Just watch this. Sellers coming off the 770. I want to play it over 770, so I want to watch and wait for it to break and then base and find buyers over 770. That's where I would like it. But I've got a feeling this will trap a lot of people at the open over 750.
CCCCCC. CCCC.
All right, y'all. Well, it is time to get rocking. Here we go. Less than a minute.